Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and today we're going to be unboxing the game you're seeing in front of you, Marvel United from Cool Mini or Not and Spin Master Games. I'm really looking forward to this because, well, very recently I just started a full watch of all the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies in chronological order. So a lot of the characters you're seeing on the front of the box here, I've recently watched their movies, and now I'm even more excited to dive into this new product. And of course, I'm still continuing through that chronological order watch, and this has obviously got me even more excited for this new product in the Marvel Universe. So without further ado, I'm going to flip this box over. We're going to find out what it's all about in terms of the gameplay. Then we're going to check out the components inside. New threats emerge across the world as supervillains sow discord, seize power, and crush ordinary people beneath their heels. What hope remains in a world where their master plans go unopposed? But where powerful villains rise, so too do mighty heroes. They'll travel the world in a desperate struggle to protect the innocent, face down dire threats, and confront these villains once and for all. In Marvel United, you will take the role of iconic Marvel heroes cooperating to stop the master plan of a powerful villain controlled by the game. Each villain unveils their unique master plan with cards that trigger different effects and threats that pose challenges across the locations. Heroes must choose carefully the cards to play from their unique deck. They not only offer different actions and superpowers to use, but also combine with the actions of other heroes to do the impossible. Build your storyline, unite your powers, and save the day. The first thing you're going to run into when you open up the box is the rule book, of course. We'll go through a number of these pages to give you an idea as to what it looks like. So here we have the table of contents on the far left-hand side, the overview of the game itself, and then all the components that, of course, we're going to see very shortly. Flipping this over to the next page, we have the setup here. You can see a visual of that. It shows 8 steps to put this thing together and get it going. Winning and losing conditions are right here. Basically, the heroes win if they defeat the villain. To be able to do damage to the villain, heroes must first accomplish at least 2 of the 3 available missions. So that is your goal. There's also ways that you can lose the game, of course. The villain achieves the conditions of the villainous plot stated on their dashboard, or if the villain must draw a master plan card and their deck is empty, or any hero starts their turn with no cards both in their deck and in their hand. Those are all the losing conditions. You got the villain turn over here on the far right hand side. Flipping it along, it'll talk about specifics within that. And then of course the hero turn as well. This is not an overly long rule book, and it's not an overly complex game either. So this is one of those solo games that could really see a lot of table time based on how quick it is to set up and quick it is to play. Plus, not a lot of downtime in terms of how much you have to consume on the rule book here. We're already at the end of it. You got the turn sequence right here listed out. Everything is spaced out really nicely. Nothing's all jammed together, so you're not going to have a hard time reading this thing. And you got your additional rules and the shield solo mode mentioned at the back in terms of the special rules you'll need to set up the game for solo play. Next up, we have 2 punch boards to go through. There are 36 thug and civilian tokens. You can see an example of the thug tokens at the top of this punch board, and right in the center here, the 6 skulls, those are the threat tokens. We also have some crisis tokens along the center here, and at the bottom, we have 35 health tokens. Some of the tokens we saw on the other sheet carry over to this one. So you can see there's some more health tokens. These ones, however, there's 3 of them here and there was 1 on the other sheet. They represent invulnerable tokens, and there's 4 of those. Surrounding them, though, there are 57 action tokens you're looking at here. You've got 21 heroic, 12 attack, 12 move, and 12 wild. Now, in typical Cool Mini or Not fashion, the packaging inside of their games has definitely jumped up a level in the last little bit. I noticed it quite a bit with Starcadia Quest as well as with Cthulhu Death May Die. Those games, the packaging really jumped up, and they started to really do a better job at allowing you to actually store items back into particular spots in the trays that come inside the game, rather than trying to stuff them into any empty or vacant space you happen to find inside the box. This is something I really appreciate, and it looks like the solution inside this box is just as good. After removing the covering that keeps everything in place in this insert, you can see at the very bottom portion we have a number of different cardboard and cards we need to go through. So let's go through all those, and then we're going to check out the miniatures up close as well. There are 8 large location cards inside the box. You'll also notice on each location at the end of turn they have an ability that correlates to them. Here, the New York Police Headquarters, for instance, says you may discard 1 thug from any location. And you'll notice that there's spots here for tokens on the actual location itself. Let's go through each of them. Times Square, Shield Helicarrier, Shield Headquarters, Central Park, Stark Labs, the Avengers Tower, the Avengers Mansion. Next up, we have 3 large villain dashboards. Let's go ahead and flip these over. We'll take a look at each of them. We'll start off with Ultron here. Next up, we have Taskmaster. And finally, Red Skull. Here's a look at the villain dashboard. You can see it's broken out into 3 different areas. The game also comes with a very light blue translucent cube, which is used as the villain tracker cube. Now let's go through this very first deck. It has 18 threat cards inside of it, 6 for each villain, and 36 master plan cards, 12 for each villain. And these are the master plan cards you're seeing right now, the backs of them. And the threat ones are identified with a threat on the back of them. So very easy to distinguish all the way through. There's also 3 challenge cards as well as 3 mission cards: clear threats, rescue civilians, and defeat thugs. We'll take a look at them on the opposite side. You can see tokens will be placed there. And the challenges. Now let's check out the hero cards. There are 12 cards for each hero. We obviously have the Hulk right here. Iron Man is next. Black Widow. And Captain America in this group. And last but certainly not least, let's check out all the miniatures that come inside the core box. And that's going to wrap up the unboxing for Marvel United from Cool Mini or Not and Spin Master Games. I really hope this helps you make an informed decision on this product when it's available retail and through hobby distribution. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, keep on rolling solo.